Peter, want a biscuit?
No, I've already had two, thanks.
No, you had three, but who's counting?
Yeah, that's right.
No to nic, babcia zaraz pójdą. Gdzieś
No,
idzie.
Daj biskit.
Mum, never look at your watch, it's very bad manners.
Well, in 1940, we were taken by Russians to Siberia. My mum, dad, and there was three of us, my brother, me, and the youngest brother who died in Russia. We stayed there for about 2 years. And then when the Polish army was organized in Russia, my dad joined the army. He was imprisoned. He was in Russian prison at the time. Mother was with 3 children there. And we came from Russia then through Persia, through Middle East to Palestine. And then my dad was in the army then, and we both were at school, my brother and me, and mother was in the Polish army as well for a few months. And in 1947, I was in school at the time, so I came to England, and we all came separately, my mum and dad and my brother, and then how we met all in England.
And you've been here ever since?
From 1947, that's right.
It's like being brought up in a little Poland. You know, we were taught the language. Polish was our first language, and we were brought up with the Polish customs and everything. So I think obviously we were bound to feel a bit apart.
How did you see yourself? As English or as Polish?
Oh, that's difficult. I think Polish probably, first of all, because we were brought up as Polish. You know, the language was Polish and the customs were Polish and everything, but basically, yes, as Polish. But then when we started to integrate, it was, you know, it was just English and Polish, just a bit of both. Cosmopolitan, I suppose.
What about now?
I think of myself as a bit of both. That's all I can say, really. You know, I mean, I have a lot of Polish in me because of what my mum and dad are and, you know, knowing the language and everything. But also I've lived here all my life. I was born here, so obviously I'm English as well.
The cultures collide when Ilford Park puts on one of its regular Polish nights. The large community hall becomes a meeting place for Poles from throughout the southwest. They bring non-Polish guests, news of friends and acquaintances, a Polish singing and dancing troupe called Cracovia, and vast quantities of vodka. These are memorable occasions with the Poles' ability to enjoy themselves tested to the limit. They've never failed that test.
I dymna tak silna wicher dmie, a banda cyganów wesoła życia pchnie. Ja wam skażu.
While everyone else is in the hall, 4 of the residents sneak away for the regular card school. The game is played for pennies, but with all the seriousness of the top table in Las Vegas.
To wszystko?
Śpiewać, bo ja już więcej... Jeszcze mogę śpiewanie, nie bój się.
Góralu, czy ci nie żal odchodzić od stron ojczystych? Tą karta od stron ojczystych.
Pięciorka.
The
men like the vodka. It can occasionally lead to a fight, or it could mean that we have, in fact, to take them home and to put them to bed, but we have a care service to look after them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So And really, they can't afford to get drunk too often because they don't get that much pocket money.
Sunday morning, and one member of the card game at least is among the ranks of the walking wounded. To make matters worse, there's a ticking off from a senior resident for being late for church. A crime made worse because this is a special Sunday for the Polish people of Devon and Cornwall. The residents and representatives from Polish communities throughout the counties are gathering for a service of remembrance. It was on this day, 46 years ago, that the Germans invaded their country.
In Devon and Cornwall, there'll be about over 40 places, the people are living. I mean, they're scattered. You have to get to them. Responsible for every Catholic Polish soul. So I'm trying to get to them. Today, for instance, they're coming here. Trying to help them to keep the faith, help them to remain exemplary Catholics and exemplary Poles. Panie, zmiłuj się nad nami. Wysokości Bogu. A na ziemi pokój ludziom dobrej woli. Chwalimy Cię, błogosławimy Cię, wielbimy Cię, wysławiamy Cię.
The Mass sung in Polish at an ex-American army camp in the countryside of Devon. Right in the centre of the complex, two flags fly, the Union Jack and the emblem of the new Polish state. They're supposed to signify a sense of unity, but do the Poles in Poland know about Ilford Park?
I don't think they even know we exist.
What about people from here going to Poland? Do any of them go back to live?
In the 3 years that I have been here, only one resident decided to go back to Poland.
Was that a good thing?
I think it was a bad thing, and in fact we advised him not to do so.
Why?
Well, because he needed medical care, and we were concerned that perhaps he wouldn't get it there.
Have you heard anything?
We've heard nothing further from him.
You see, I don't know what am I now myself, because my part of the country is Russia now, so I am Polish or Russian. I don't know. If I like to get some documents, I have to put place of birth. What shall I put? Russia or Polish?
Do you ever go back?
No, I don't think so. As I say, my part of the country is Russia now. I can't go there in any case. If I go to Poland, well, it's a strange place for me as anywhere else. I have family there, and they came to visit me here in England. So I'm quite happy because I've seen them after war. Recently, a few weeks ago, my niece came to see me. She stayed about a month here, so it's quite nice to see somebody from your own family.
Does she tell you how things are in Poland?
Yes, they manage with difficulties, but they manage. They used to it for a long time. But she was very surprised seeing things here, and she thinks it's heaven here.